Okay, and welcome to another client success story, this time with Tony Reynolds, who he's currently in the Remove program that we are running alongside Prostate Cancer Research UK. Now, please, if you are watching this video, please let me know you're there. So give us a little like of the video, let us know in the comments that you're there. And also, if you have any questions that you would like to ask myself or Tony about his time inside the Remove program, then please just pop them in the comments. Also, I will be sharing information later on about how, about more information about prostate cancer and where you can find more information about that as well for yourself. So I'm going to hand you over to Tony. Tony, thank you for coming on today. And if you could just introduce yourself, who you are, where you're from, and what happened? What happened?
Yeah, well, my name's Tony Reynolds, as you introduced me, and I live in Greater Manchester, in a town called Sale, South Manchester. Lived here all my life, born and brought up here, really. I'm a retired accountant, so I was a partner in a practice of chartered accountants until 4 years ago. Retired happily, I think. Found ways to occupy myself gainfully. And then one of my close friends got diagnosed with prostate cancer, who I play golf with regularly. And he became a bit of an evangelist in urging us all to go and get tested. At that time, I'd had some very, what I thought were minor symptoms, low wee flow. And I put all those down to being an old so-and-so. So I really didn't take them that seriously. I kind of then did have a bit of an issue with basically erections. And then I thought, well, this is getting to be a bit more serious. And I took my friend's urgings to go and see my GP. Quickly transpired that I did seem to have something to be investigated. Did the biopsy, did the scans, discovered I had a score of Gleason 9 on the, so I had a very aggressive form of prostate cancer. But thankfully, it didn't seem to have got outside of the gland, so it hadn't metastasized into any other part of my body. So I think I was very, very lucky. Then fast-tracked by MRI and Christie to get my treatment, which included brachytherapy and then radiotherapy, and I'm continuing with hormone therapy now and 3 monthly injections. Been a bit of a whirlwind, always a roller coaster. I thought I dealt with it really very well early on, and the radiotherapy didn't seem to knock me sideways either, which I know I've since spoken to guys it's been an issue for them. It was only really probably 4 or 5 months after the radiotherapy that started to get side effects of muscle mass and hot flushes and just generally being tired, and that's when I started to feel a bit of that was my low point, really. Tried to think of ways to build my muscle mass up. I'd put on generally weight over the period as well, which may have been comfort eating, I don't know. But I tried to get more active, but I wasn't really being successful with that. Then I can't very well remember where I first saw the program. I think I must have seen it on an email or something promoting it, and it was looking for people to join.
And then
so
we did. That's it. Yeah. Nice.
And then it intrigued me when it said free. So I kind of joined up or signed up that I was interested, and then got the invitation to join it.
Nice. So I just want to go back a bit. So when you you had mild symptoms, okay? Now,
yeah,
a lot of people are turned away from the GPs for not having symptoms. Okay, and like there's a lot of men in the program that haven't had symptoms.
Yeah.
And it's only through that. Now, when did you start noticing that you had symptoms? Like you said, the first symptoms you noticed was that your wee pressure was lower.
Well, I think that was a kind of gradual thing. So that didn't really. It just came to a point where I thought, this is a bit ridiculous. I'm taking 5 minutes to go for a wee, but it was more or less over a period of time. And I still, even though I thought, oh, it may, because I was aware of prostate, and I was aware of prostate cancer, but I kind of thought, oh, it'd be swollen prostate, or I kind of have always put to the back of my mind that it was anything I had to do anything about. And it was only really when I started to not be able to sustain an erection that I really thought, this has got to be serious.
This is serious. Yeah, that's it. It's got to be something. Yeah. So what period of time would that be then? From you realizing that, oh, my wee's this is getting a bit silly, then to hang on a minute, I need to go and get checked.
It could have been 6 months. I think could have been at least 6 months. And in the interim, my friend got diagnosed, which kind of put me on a bit of an alert. So I was already working towards going to the GP, but I didn't. Again, it needed, like all blokes and their health, it needed my wife to give me a good shove, to go and get myself really tested.
Yeah. Don't get me started on the wife issue. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. Right. So you went there, and then you got the diagnosis that it was prostate cancer. Right. What went through your mind then? Can you remember?
I can kind of remember. I mean, I was a bit shocked, but I kind of just thought, well, right, let's crack on with it. Let's. I mean, the treatments were outlined to me kind of from the off, and I can't praise the medical staff enough, really. I just committed to cracking on with it. I was, again, aware prostate cancer was the most treatable of them all. So I'm a bit of a glass half full man. So I just thought, let's get on with it.
Yeah. Now, you went down brachytherapy, you said, radiotherapy, and on hormone. You're still on hormone treatment now, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, how, what, for example, like the hormone treatment, okay, a lot of the men that are on it have noticed certain changes. Have you noticed any changes like in yourself, like since being on that?
Not changes in mood as such, I don't think. Just changes in, the weight, my belly, became sort of seemed to be extended more than it had already been. And hot flushes became an occasional issue. And then tiredness. And that was, that gradually happened, really. That was probably 4 or 5 months after I suddenly started to feel really tired and not able to do stuff. My mobility kind of started to suffer a wee bit, which I treasure. So that was when I really started to feel a bit blue about it all.
That's it. And let's be honest, right? That is expected because for those that are watching this and when people say, well, hormone, like what they're basically doing is that they're reducing your testosterone levels, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're reducing your testosterone levels. So in men, it's like, well, that's your get up and go, isn't it? That's like like we've said on the calls, in the group calls, that's like your drive to getting stuff done, like that fire inside you. And then of course, with higher estrogen levels, you are going to store more body fat. That is normal. And so of course that's understandable. And then again, you've got the hot flashes. Again, normally, I don't know, but for me, before we started this program, I was like, oh, men having hot flashes? That's not, it's normally something that women go through in the menopause.
Wives seem to have a giggle at that, really. But,
yeah. But it's the thing, though, isn't it? And it does, it does really affect you. So for you, your treatment's been your treatment's been successful, isn't it?
So far, touch wood.
Yeah, that's it. So that's really, really good, really good. So you now then came, you saw the Remove program, maybe through an email from Prostate Cancer Research, and you thought, right, let's do this. So what was the reason for you wanting to get started?
Well, I realised I was becoming less active, and I had always been active, probably very active up to 40s or 40, and then slowly, as age goes on, you leave more and more sports behind. So then I just realised I was starting to be able to do less, and I was putting on the weight, and then I just needed to do something. So I'd kind of already tried to do it myself, in a very haphazard, sporadic way, and not getting anything like results really. So that you sort of step back again. So I just saw it as a way of achieving those goals.
Nice. So how's it been for you? Like, is it what you expected?
Oh, it's been miles more than I've been expected. I mean, I started off probably, I'm a bit of a, might be a half glass half full, I'm a bit of a skeptic really. So one, it's free. What can it be like? Two, I'm not sure. Life coaches, I've met a lot of life coaches over my life. So I was quite skeptical really to start with, and probably stood on the sidelines a little bit initially, just watching and saying, well, go on and show me. But I realised relatively quickly, not as quick as I wished I had done, that it was really valuable, and that especially the Zoom calls, the group calls, I could see the energy and the positivity of everybody that was on those calls, and it just drew me in. I mean, I think the group calls got me over that trust. Well, maybe over that trust issue, and I've really enjoyed it ever since, and really got an awful lot from it.
Nice. So what have you got from the program?
I think, I mean, you talk about control a lot, but it is that feeling of control. As I've done my homemade efforts in the past, they've always been haphazard, really. You just showed me a way to use the apps, give me a bit of knowledge, to just take a bit of control and make things sort of happen and start to get results. But the thing that got me about it was that it wasn't wholly prescriptive. It wasn't evangelical. It wasn't like pushing it down your throat particularly. It was being kind to yourself. Don't beat yourself up over things. Treat setbacks, which previously a setback would have gone, I'd have just thrown my hands up in the air and gone, right.
That's it.
Or I might crawl back to it or something. But you got me to look at setbacks as a learning process, and take lessons and move forward. And I'll be eternally grateful, to be fair.
Nice. So this is the thing. So like you, with your treatment, like you had, like we said, you had brachytherapy, you had radiotherapy, but we've also got men in the group that have also, or they're on active surveillance. There's also men that have had it removed. There's also men that are on chemotherapy as well. So we've got a range of men, haven't we?
Yes, you have. Yeah.
So one thing, a lot of men come into they come in and they're like, oh, I'm not sure that this is right for me. What would you like if you was having a conversation with those guys like here now, and like they're like, oh yeah, I'm not sure. Yes, I've got prostate cancer. I had prostate cancer. I've had treatment, or I'm going through treatment now. And also because in the program, I don't tell you what to do I?
No. The group and the calls are really just a really safe space to nearly say anything, and So you share things that you probably wouldn't chat about, even with my. I mean, I do chat to Julie about everything, but it just seems different to be able to sort of talk to guys who are in the same position as you, or in a similar position, and just share their experiences and understand how they've come to a resolution of things, and the positivity of the group is, is really, really good. I mean, there's no woe but I going on. It's really a very positive thing that goes on, and everybody's been dead willing to share. So I've found it really invaluable.
Nice. So what's been your biggest win? Like, if you had to put like one win down as your biggest, what would you say is? And I love a win, don't I?
You do love a win, and I like the idea that they don't have to be big wins. They can be a win's a win, and I kind of like that idea now. I think it is the idea of getting me over setbacks. I've always been a bit win orientated, so if you get a win, then you punch the air and sort of that sort of thing. Whereas setbacks were a big bummer really. The way of treating setbacks has really helped me to just find a way of picking my way forward all the time, and to celebrate those little wins. It doesn't have to be a blockbuster.
Exactly. It's like Kel's. A win is a win, big or small.
Good,
and that's what it is. For some people, just with certain people on some of their treatments, just getting on the group call, that's a win. Just getting out for a walk, that's a win. So again, it doesn't, like you say, it doesn't have to be a blockbuster. It doesn't have to be like massive progress all the time. It could be like the process of just doing a daily action of, just going out for a walk. So, nice. It's good. It's good that you've been able to change that as well. And also, like you say, setbacks. I like that. When you say that, looking at setbacks as a positive, and well, what can you learn from it instead of it being, right, I'm going to quit now. So, nice, Tony. Nice. So, so if someone's watching this and they've heard about the Remove program, and they're like, oh, do I do it? Do I not? Or they're like, oh, I'm not fit enough, or or anything, with all of these doubts in their head, without just saying, just do it. What would you say to that person to help reassure them?
I think to me, it's just turning up for yourself a wee bit. The group centres, as you say, you're not told to do anything. You share knowledge about how you can do different things, but it's turning up for yourself. So it's just taking it in wherever you are in it. You can take it and be better than yesterday. And so that, I think it's just that progress. So you can progress from wherever you're starting off. So put a stake in the ground where you are now and just measure it going forward and onwards and upwards.
Nice. I know that you've noticed benefits from you doing it. Has anyone else had the effects of, had the result of you doing it? Does that make sense?
It does make sense. I'm not sure. Maybe my wife's very supportive, but she can do it in a very
Careful
way. Yeah. But no, I think she's been very supportive, and she's noticed. So I mean, getting that feedback from my wife's been great, and my family, my kids. Everybody's starting to notice that I'm just a little thinner, and but it's more to myself. Just all the little things I notice myself. Tying shoelaces isn't quite the the issue it was. I'd have to have a rest. Just tiny little things, really, but there's lots of them. So it's more to myself, to be fair.
Now you sorry, there's something I just remembered, and like you came down to London, didn't you?
I did.
Was it last week? Yeah, it was just over a week ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we met up. So, but that was a big thing for you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that until you got down there and we started talking and all of that. But you coming down from Manchester down to London, to meet up was a really, really big thing. Now, what do you feel gave you that confidence to do it?
That's a good question. I just felt I wanted to meet you. I was grateful for what you'd done for me, and it just felt right to come down. But I knew I've had one of the late symptoms I've had is, peeing more often, and peeing more urgently. And that has been, for the last couple of months, a bit of an issue for me, really, that again, I'm shrinking into my home a bit more and being, a bit more safe about what I'm doing, going out and going too far. So I just launched myself into it and thought, well, this is going to make a break, really. I've got to go for it. Yeah. Again, it was just breaking that mindset that I was starting to put on myself.
Yeah, again, we've seen it a lot with men as well. It's like when they go through the treatment, they start to shrink, like you said, shrinking inside your home. So they don't venture out, or they're nervous to, or that. But for you, when you said that, when last Tuesday, I was like, wow, that's really, it's brave, first of all, because if that's been something that's been stopping you from doing things, but also it's a huge win. It's a huge win. Hopefully it's giving you that, at the end of the day, nothing happened that you thought might happen, did it?
No. I didn't walk past any toilets on the whole day.
But that's fine though, right? That's the thing. So there you've got the proof that you can do things.
Yeah.
So no, I'm really, for that, I think that's a really, really big win for you. So well done, Tony. Well done.
Yeah, there's always a way, isn't there? And again, it's that setback thing. There is always a way. Let's not stop. Let's keep going.
Exactly. Nice. Well, hopefully you won't keep going if you do have a setback. But yeah, I know what you mean. So Tony, is there anything else you would like to share before we finish today's call?
The course over a fairly short period of time really has changed me. So I'm grateful for that. And there's things I'm doing now that I really wouldn't have seen myself doing, 12 weeks ago. So the idea of a cold shower, God forbid, would have been the question. But now I quite relish it, which maybe is something I have to have a look at as well. Maybe get some treatment for that. And drinking salt water and things. I mean, you do embrace things that you thought you wouldn't, in your sort of blinkered way, wouldn't have opened up to. But so I'm glad it's just opened me up to thinking about different things and thinking about things differently.
Nice. No, I'm pleased. I'm pleased that you jumped in and, yes, that little skeptic inside you was quietened and you continued with it. So well done, Tony. Well done. So again, for anyone that is watching this video and, they would like to find out more about prostate cancer and also the Remove programming, specifically, then please go to www.prostate-cancer-research.co.uk, where you can find out more information about prostate cancer and also the work that Prostate Cancer Research are doing in the field. And also, you know, about the new prostate screening that they're really trying to push through the Parliament as well at the moment. Again, you know, that will really help, you know, men in the UK. So again, Tony, thank you for taking the time today. I really do appreciate it. And again, it was great meeting you last week in person, you know, and the other guys as well, even though that I did send them to the wrong location. But we won't talk about that. We won't talk about that. But again, Tony, thank you for taking the time. And again, I just keep looking forward to seeing your progress.